Hi, I'm Trista Curzydio, and I am, much to the embarrassment and chagrin of my parents, an attorney licensed and practicing in the state of Kansas. Let's take 5 minutes today to discuss 5 things that brokers should do with their policies and procedures manual to decrease potential risk for themselves and their licensees. The first is to write it in English. You need to work with an attorney to make sure that your policies and procedures manual has the proper law for the state that you're in. But you need to make sure that your attorney writes it in a language that everyone in your office can understand. An important way to do this is to read it with your attorney and to make changes that you feel are necessary and have them approve those changes. The second thing you need to do is make sure that your policy and procedures manual is updated on at least an annual basis. The first resource I want you to go to is your Association of Realtors. Talk to your government affairs director and their staff to find out what changes have been made to the law that regulates real estate in your state. This can be changes to licensure law or changes in the way that a real estate transaction needs to happen. Your Realtors Association has someone who's devoted full-time to keeping track of everything that impacts you and to negate any potential risk on the Capitol Hill. Use that resource effectively. The second thing I want you to update annually is check for any changes in the way you do business. I see time and time again brokers who have not included any social media in the way their policies and procedures manual is written. How are your agents using Facebook, LinkedIn, MySpace, and the myriad of other social media sites that are out there? Your image and your brokerage is impacted by everything one of your agents puts out there. What are they putting, and what type of control do you have over that topic? You need to include that in your policies and procedures manual. Work with your IT professional in your office to ensure that everything you say makes sense to everyone who reads it. An important part of your social media risk management in your policies and procedures manual is to take into consideration the state laws that regulate that. This is one of those things where technology moves faster than regulators and especially faster than Congress. So what you need to make sure is that your manual addresses issues like copyright protection, the use of trademark, and important laws that regulate advertising. When it comes to having a tweet or a Facebook post, remember, that's an advertisement, the same as a business card or a billboard. So let's make sure that we include that we're licensed real estate agents and that we have a broker that we answer to. The third thing that I want you to do is to make sure that you're educating the people in your office about what's in your policies and procedures manual. A great way to do this is to take a section at a sales meeting and go over that and say, these are the expectations that we have on how you're handling an issue. Is this what you're doing? A policies and procedures manual doesn't do anything for your office or reduce any risk if the people in your office don't know that it's there and if they're not using it the way they should be. Your policies and procedures manual should fill in for you when you're not available to answer a question, and it should be a clear guide on what you expect of your agents. I also want you to take an opportunity in your manual to make sure you're covering what I consider to be the big risks out there for real estate licensees. These are fair housing, the Sherman Antitrust Act, and RESPA. The Real Estate Settlement Procedures Act used to be called the Rarely Enforced Settlement Procedures Act, and that simply isn't the case anymore. Your policies and procedures manual should make it very clear what type of a relationship you expect your licensees and your brokerage to have with individuals who work for companies like title companies, banks, attorneys' offices, and mortgage brokers. Address the types of relationships they may have, whether it's through social media or face-to-face. The final thing that I want you to do as a broker is to make sure that your policies and procedures manual incorporates the culture of your brokerage. What are the relationships that you have as a broker with your licensees and the people who work for you? What's acceptable behavior in your workplace, and how do you want your office to be represented by the people who are working with and for you?